A very good morning to our guest for today, Dr. T. Velmurugan sir. Good morning to all our teachers and good morning students. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all for today's guest lecture. It is a great pleasure for me to introduce our guest for today. Today we have with us Dr. T. Velmurugan sir. He has total 27 years of teaching experience. He has pursued BSc and MSc in mathematics, PGDCA degree, MPhil in computer science, and PhD in computer science. He worked as an assistant professor at SKSS Arts College in Tamil Nadu. He has guided more than 300 MPhil research scholars in the field of computer science. He guided 10 PhD scholars and currently guiding 8 PhD scholars in the same field. He has published more than 100 articles. He was a resource person for various national workshops entitled Scientific Research Article Writing and Journal Publications. His H index is 16 and I-10 index is 22. He was elected and served as a Senate member from Academic Council at University of Madras. He even has a lot of administrative experience. He is currently working as an associate professor in PG and Research Department of Computer Science and even as head of Department Computer Applications at DJ Vaishnav College in Chennai. We are happy to have you, sir, as a guest for today's guest lecture. Once again, a warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you.
Now I welcome Dr. C.H. Patil, sir, Head of School of Computer Science, to address the guest lecture.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Dr. Murugan, sir, and thank you for accepting our invitation to address our PG students of School of Computer Science. So, just for your information, we offer 5 programs at School of Computer Science: BSc and BCA, MSc, MCA, and MSc Data Science and Big Data Analytics. So, thank you very much. I have gone through your profile. It's a long profile to understand and to read. So your huge work in the diverse field of computer science, in research, in academics, in administration will help our students, and your talk will be very much appreciated by our students, and we'll look forward for a collaboration with your department, and your guidance will be helpful for our faculty members and students as well. So thank you very much. Thank you, Anuradha ma'am, for connecting Dr. Velmurugan sir with School of Computer Science. I'm very much happy to see you, sir, in offline mode at our campus. We will like to host you, right? So thank you very much. I hand over to Diksha. Please continue. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a request to students. If you have any questions during the lecture, then you should put your questions in Q&A section only. Now I request our guest for today, Dr. T. Velmurugan sir, to deliver the session on IoT.
Thank you very much. I can share my screen, right? Yeah. Allow me to share my screen. Sir, can I visible my screen and video?
Yes, sir. It is visible, and audio is also good. Your video is also good. No problem at all. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I will continue. Good morning, one and all present here for the webinar on Internet of Things. First, I would like to thank the organizers of this kind of webinar or guest lecture on the topic Internet of Things, which is actually organized by the School of Computer Science, that is Faculty of Science, MIT World Peace University, Pune. for having inviting me as a resource person for deliver my thoughts in front of you all. Thank you very much for the organizers. As well as not only the organizers, my thanks also goes to the Vice Chancellor and the Registrar, Controller, those who are the authorities of the University of, that is World Peace University, MIT World Peace University, Pune. Thank you for having inviting me. Thank you, sir. Now, today's session, actually, Internet of Things. Nowadays, the Internet of Things is a very emerging field. It's a popular field. It's a new kind of information extraction oriented topic. So through this Internet of Things, what are the things we want to do? What are the things we can able to adopt? We can able to use the Internet of Things. Everything we will discuss a little bit. Okay, through this webinar, what are the informations we want to discuss? So first we discuss about what is the definition of Internet of Things, then history and how IoT works, then what are the features of IoT, then IoT architecture, then physical logical characteristics of IoT and IoT technologies. Then after that, the IoT hardware and software used. What are the software and what are the hardwares are used for the IoT devices in order to utilize the IoT devices. Then we discuss about the various applications of IoT. Then what are the advantages and the drawbacks of IoT. Finally, the features of IoT or feature of IoT. Then conclusion. This is the small agenda of today's program. Thank you. Now we discuss. We are entering into the content. What is IoT? What is the Internet of Things? The Internet of Things or IoT is the network of physical objects. It's a network of physical objects or things embedded with electronics, software, sensors and network connectivity, which enables these objects to collect and exchange data. We can utilize some softwares by means of some network connectivity. We can utilize some softwares and we can utilize some devices, IoT devices, by means of some electronic devices. We can utilize the electronic devices through some software and through some network connectivity. We can do some day-to-day activities based on a particular environment. This is actually the definition of IoT. The IoT, through an IoT, we can enable our day-to-day activities. If the IoT device is fixed in your particular place, fixed in your home, fixed in your area, fixed in your university or fixed in your environment. So IoT device, if it is fixed in your environment, we can enable all these activities. We can do your activities, day-to-day activities through the IoT devices, through the IoT applications. This is the main concept of the IoT. So IoT devices, IoT contains physical objects or the things which are embedded, which are coined, which are collaborated with some electronics equipments, with some softwares, with some network connectivities, which also have some sensors in order to activate the devices through some actuators or sensors, through some actuators and sensors. Sensory boards we can utilize in this IoT devices. Therefore, the IoT allows objects to sensed and controlled remotely across existing network infrastructure. Mostly the existing network infrastructure is enough for the activation of the IoT objects. So this is the main concept of the IoT. Now, actually, what is called as what is the main area of applications of IoT? What are the uses of the IoT? Where the IoT devices are actually applied? Where the IoT devices are utilized in the real world applications? There are various kinds. There are various applications in a smart home technology, in a network oriented information, then in film technology, and in the camera oriented, in iPad, letters, that is a smart watch, technologies in everything. The travel agencies, vehicle traveling system, automation system. Nowadays, in the automation system, the IoT concepts are very well utilized because we have to automate our information. We have to automate our routine work by means of this IoT devices is very important point. So through this IoT informations, IoT applications, we can control many things. We can control many things, but it requires the IoT devices. We require the IoT devices. So IoT devices are manufactured based on your environment, based on your needs, based on your information extraction, based on your idea, based on your requirement. The IoT devices are manufactured. So this is the main concept. Now, actually, what are the various fields of IoT? There are two kinds of IoT actually available. One is consumer IoT. One is consumer IoT. The first one is industrial IoT. Industrial IoT and consumer IoT. The industrial IoTs are utilized only in the companies, in some kind of industries. Not only the small scale industries, also the large scale industries, they utilize the IoT devices nowadays. In some other countries like Japan and China, the IoT, industrial IoT concepts are very well utilized. More than 50% of companies are utilized this IoT, industrial IoT concepts. Okay, the second one is consumer IoT. Consumer IoT means who are the consumers, who are the respondents, who are the application users, who are the users of real world users for any kind of informations, for any kind of actuations of a particular automated informations. These things we require the consumer IoT. Okay, in industrial IoT, how the informations for car driving, car monitoring, for vehicle monitoring, flight monitoring. Nowadays, the flights are controlled by radar. By means of the radar equipment, by means of satellite control, we can nowadays control by using the industrial IoT, the flights and car controls and robots controls, some kind of smart cities controls are very effectively carried out using this industrial IoT. Now, already I informed you the automation of many kinds of information in a particular factory is very well handled by means of this industrial IoT. Automation of industries, automation of any kind of work in a particular small scale industry or large scale industry are very well handled by means of this industrial IoT. So automation work. For example, if you consider a bank, in your bank, you have already get a loan. For that, you can give a standing instruction to debit some amount every month. First day, you have to debit some amount from your actual SB account to your loan account. So automatically, some kind of information is actually entered into the IoT, that is the automated software. Then the automated software automatically derive, that is transfer some amount on the day of the every first day of your account from your SB account to the loan account. Automatically it should be done. So this kind of automation work are mostly happen in banks nowadays. In India, the number one security available for banking sector in the world is India. In India, the number one security, only in India, the banking sector security is highest. But in other countries, the banking sector security is not highest, only in India. So some kind of factories uses, nowadays the healthcare automations are very well effectively handled. So these are some examples of industrial IoT. But for consumer IoT, you can have some wearables, smart shoes, smart watches, smart phones, smart TVs are available, smart iPads, iPad and iPods are available. Everything is called as consumer IoT. There are various appliances are based on the IoT devices. Nowadays, the washing machine act like a smart IoT devices because which have a sensory board. if the water is heated for more than 50%, automatically the water heating is reduced. Some kind of informations are enabled within the washing machine, then automatically the informations are extracted. So home monitoring system, home automation system, opening a home, closing a home, closing a fan, switch on a fan, which are handled very effectively. Suppose if you are available in your office, your home, you can control your home, switch on one fan in your home, which is situated in your phone through by means of the IoT. It is very effectively handled. But you must require some devices. You can adopt some devices in your home. You can switch on and switch off for everything in your home is controlled by means of this IoT. So the IoT plays a very vital role in the field of information technology nowadays. Very effectively handled. Then what is the history of IoT? You can note that only 20 years before only this IoT informations are enabled, IoT informations are coined, okay, manufactured. The actual idea of connected devices had been around longer, at least since the 1970s. 1970s onwards, some inventors are doing their work for the invention of the connected devices. How we can connect by means of Bluetooth, how we can connect by means of internet, how we can connect by means of infrared. Everything is invented. During the period of 1970s, it is started. But 1999 onwards only, the information exactly coined, the word Internet of Things was coined by Kevin Ashton in 1999. After 2000 only, the Internet of Things, that is the IoT informations are actually utilized in RFID, that is RFID, radio frequency identifier. You know that very well, radio frequency identifier. Most of the informations, most of the applications and software utilized by using the radio frequency identifier in IoT devices. So in 1999 onwards, the Internet of Things is actually used by many peoples in the world. This is the timeline for the IoT devices. The modern technologies utilized. In 1992, some kind of information, a little bit it is not visible because the actual figures are taken from the net, but in the net itself it is not visible. We can easily download these informations through by means of the net. So during the 1992, some kind of components of IoT devices are utilized in, and during 1999 only the exact some devices of IoT are invented. 2009 onwards, perfectly they utilize some softwares, some IoT devices which are marketed in the world. 2012 onwards, some kind of special equipments, and 14, 15 onwards. Nowadays, 2014 onwards, various kinds of IoT devices are effectively utilized. 2014 onwards. Now we are having smart watches, smart homes, smart everything should be smart. iPads, smart TVs are perfectly utilized. So 2014 onwards, the IoT informations, IoT softwares, IoT applications are very popular, which are expanded to the world in order to use the users, in order to use by the users. Okay. So in the 2020, 8.4 billion devices are available nowadays. In 2020, 8.4 billion IoT devices are utilized in the world, the IoT devices. Okay. So without the IoT devices, some kind of companies are not carried out, are not functioning their products, are not functioning their informations, are not functioning their day-to-day activities. So only through this IoT devices, the many of the companies, many of the industries are carried out. Okay. Now a brief history of how the Internet of Things become a thing. Already I explained 1926 we elaborate some telephones. 1990 onwards the IoT concepts are utilized. 1974, 1960 onwards, 1974 onwards, some sensory informations are elaborated, and up to 1915 onwards only some kind of connected devices are mostly invented. Some kind of connected devices. Now 50 billion devices, connected devices are available in the world, not only utilizing the IoT devices. Some kind of iPad, iPhone, multiple websites, systems online websites, and the other kind of online TVs, online systems, everything is connected. Now in 2020, 50 billion connected devices are utilized by means of various kinds of users, which also include the consumer IoT as well as the IoT, industrial IoT. Okay. Now, how this IoT works? How this IoT works exactly? Now we discuss about how the IoT works. Just like internet has changed the way we work and communicate with each other, how we can be able to communicate with each other, how we easily communicate nowadays. The smartphones are creating very effective communication, by connecting us through the World Wide Web. Actually, the World Wide Web is invented by Tim Berners-Lee. Many of you are not known very well. World Wide Web only is the internet, but internet is the connection oriented wire. It's wire oriented, wire connection oriented information. Internet. Actually, the internet is World Wide Web. Only the World Wide Web is called as internet. We are all having internet is the connection oriented wire is called as internet. It is actually not called as internet. Only the World Wide Web is called as internet, which is invented by Tim Berners-Lee. Tim Berners-Lee is the inventor of the World Wide Web. So after the invention of the World Wide Web, the most popular informations are exactly frequently used by many peoples for the communication purpose. For the communication purpose, this World Wide Web is very well effectively utilized. So the IoT also aims to take this connectivity to another level by connecting multiple devices at a time. The IoT devices are able to connect multiple devices at a time. Okay. So through the internet, there by facilitating man to machine and machine to man and machine to machine instructions, man to machine, machine to man, machine to man, everything is controlled by this IoT devices. Everything is fetched by these IoT devices. Okay. What are the IoT components are available? There are exactly 4 components. IoT components. One is sensors and devices. The connectivity is another one component. Then user interface is the final component. The first one is sensors and devices. The second one is connectivity. The third one is data processing, how the data are processed. The fourth one is user interface, how the users are communicated, how the users are connected by means of these IoT devices for their activities. These things are the user interface. There are 4 exact components are available in IoT, that is sensors, devices, connectivity, data processing and user interface. Now, how these 4 fundamental components of IoT system, which tells us how IoT works. Okay. The sensors and devices are used to collect data. The sensors and sensory devices or any kind of devices, IoT devices. There are various kinds of IoT devices are nowadays available. So all these devices are used to what purpose means we have to collect the data from the surrounding environment, be it a standalone sensor or multiple devices. By means of the standalone sensor or multiple devices, the data are collected based on a particular environment. This is done by means of this sensors and devices, sensory devices. Okay, so after collection of the data in an environment which is available, the data is available in an environment through by means of special devices. After the collection, we require the connectivity. The sensors can be connected to the cloud through various mediums of communication and transports such as cellular networks, satellite networks, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and wide area networks and many more things. Everything is nowadays in infrared and Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connections are very famous for the connection purpose, which are utilized effectively in the applications. Okay, therefore the connectivity is very important. The connectivity is handled by means of the cloud. The cloud based informations are extracted. Okay, now after the connectivity requirements, what things are connected, how the informations are processed. The informations are processed by means of the data processing technique. Once the data is collected and it gets to the cloud, the software performs processing on the acquired data. Whatever the collected data, the acquired data should be processed by means of the cloud software. Most of the IoT devices are cloud softwares, cloud environment oriented softwares. So once the data is collected and it gets to the cloud and it is stored into the cloud, and the cloud informations are actually processed by means of the collected informations. Okay, so data processing is very important, because how the informations are collected, how the data are stored, where the data are stored, and how we can fetch the data, how we can get the data, everything is carried out by means of this data processing work. The final component is user interface. What is user interface? The information made available to the end user in some way. We are the end users. The IoT devices are utilized. Who is coined the IoT devices? Who is created, manufactured, utilized the IoT devices? IoT environment. They are the users. They are the end users. Therefore, the information made available to the end user in some way. So this can achieve by triggering alarms on their phones or notifying through text or emails. Nowadays, WhatsApp work in the same way. You know, you are all known very well about the WhatsApp. Now, without WhatsApp, is it possible to live in the world? Not in the world. Some countries are not used the WhatsApp. Some countries are not allowed the use of the WhatsApp. Okay, but we are in India without the WhatsApp. Is it possible? You can think over it. So this is one kind of IoT devices, IoT software, the Internet of Things software. Without the connection, is not possible to transfer any information through by means of this connectivity oriented devices. So therefore, the user interface is very important. We can have some end user applications. There are various end user applications available which are specially created and manufactured for the use of the IoT devices. Now we are coming into the key concepts of the IoT. What are the various key concepts of IoT available? Hardware. First we require the hardware. The devices, IoT devices. The heart of IoT is billions of interconnected devices with attached the sensors and actuators that sense and control the physical world. So, in order to control and sense the physical world, we require the hardwares. The hardware components is very important. The physical components are very important. Okay, so we require some kind of sensors and devices, actuators in order to utilize this IoT applications. So hardware is one of the key concepts, because most of the IoT applications are carried out by means of specially designed IoT devices. Okay, so you must require the specially designed IoT devices in order to utilize this IoT concept. That is called as hardware. Okay. Now the another one is embedded programming. In the IoT devices, the IoT devices are embedded devices actually. So you have the microprocessor and the chip oriented informations, the embedded devices. Everything is embedded. You have a small, that is a ATM card, credit card or ATM card. The ATM card size oriented IoT devices are available. That is very, very important. You think over it. A ATM size, ATM card size oriented IoT device, how act, how it is manufactured, how the informations are fetched into the IoT device by means of the embedded systems, embedded information and extraction. Therefore, some embedded programming concepts only, the IoT devices are connected, embedded programming concepts only. So we require some microcontroller platforms such as Arduino with custom printed circuit boards. We have some custom printed circuit boards. PCB, that is PCBs are required in order to develop at a large stage. Okay. The third component, third concept is security. Security is the third component. Suppose if you are known very well how to utilize the IoT devices in your home, in your sensory boards, but suppose your passwords, you must fit a password. We have a password in order to activate your sensor, in order to utilize your sensory boards. Suppose your password is not secure, some people are activated. Suppose your home is kind that is created by means of smart home technology, by means of the IoT devices. If your password is known by thieves, that is by fraudulent people, your home is opened by other people, then it should be captured. So the security is very, very important. For that, we have a critical concerns of IoT security, closely related to data ethics. The privacy and liable data should be carried out or should be carried out. So it must be built in at every step of the design of the system. Every step of the design of the system, some security aspect oriented informations are carried out. Okay. Then another kind of concept is networking and cloud integration. You know that very well. How what the networking is required. Without the network design, HTTP and TCP/IP protocols is not possible to carry out any. Is not possible to activate any kind of devices. So networking is very, very important. The network design and management are essential within the IoT. So due to the sheer volume of concerned devices and to the impact that network decisions can have at scale. So networking and cloud integration oriented information is very well enabled and utilized by means of this IoT. The other component is data analytics and prediction. What data analytics? What you are all used for? What purpose we need IoT devices? Only analyzing the data, utilizing the data, we can predict the information. So developers will need security and reliability in order to store, create, manufacture, get a query, get an answer based on the information, based on the quantity of the heterogeneous information. So various heterogeneous data are available in the world nowadays in the World Wide Web. How we can able to access by means of some kind of specialized kind of data analytics and which is prediction oriented data analytics are carried out. For all these things, we require machine learning and AI. For all these things, we require machine learning. So you know that very well what is called as machine learning. By means of software technology, by means of experience based information extraction, which is carried out by means of the incorporating the artificial intelligence oriented technologies, we enable everything in the IoT applications. So to be the truly intelligent, big data analytics needs to apply cognitive computing technologies drawn from data mining, modeling, statistics, machine learning, and AI. We require statistical techniques, AI techniques, machine learning techniques, data mining techniques, data modeling techniques, everything we need to accelerate the IoT devices. Okay, these are the very famous concepts of IoT. Now, what are the features of IoT? Now we discuss. There are 5 features. One is artificial intelligence. The first feature is artificial intelligence. Why we require artificial intelligence concept? Based on what is artificial intelligence? Based on an environment, a smart agent, an intelligent agent act as a expert in a particular field, in a particular environment. Based on the environment-oriented information, an intelligent agent must take an intelligent decision. That is the main concept of artificial intelligence. Intellectually, some decision-making process carried out by means of an intelligent agent. The intelligent agent may be a software, maybe a robot, maybe a human, maybe a device, anything. So, by means of an intelligent agent, by means of an intelligent decision-making process, the IoT devices are utilized. That's why we require the major part of the IoT device. The major feature of the IoT device is the incorporation of the AI technique, artificial intelligence technique in IoT devices. Okay. Therefore, we require AI techniques, AI concepts in the IoT devices. One point. The second feature is connectivity. Already we discussed why we require connectivities. What is the requirement of the connectivity? Without the connectivity, we cannot do anything by means of this IoT. So the connectivity is the second feature of the IoT. The third feature is sensors. Already we discussed what is the requirement of the sensors. How the sensory boards are utilized. Without the sensory boards, we cannot collect any information from the cloud. We cannot collect any information from the environment. Okay, this is the sensors. Then fourth feature is active engagement. This is new one for us. The active engagement must be carried out by means of the specially designed equipments which are utilized in your IoT device. The IoT device is actively engaged. Whether the IoT device is exactly fetched your information, exactly carried out your activities by means of this specially designed devices, this is active engagement. So the active engagement is the fourth feature of the IoT devices. Actively, the IoT devices are worked. That is very, very important. So what are the devices are available? A special kind of devices which are discussed. What are the devices available as a special feature? The devices, what kind of devices are available, we will discuss later. Okay. Therefore, IoT technically makes things smart, meaning that enhances different aspects of life through proper usage of that data, networks and algorithms. I already informed. What is the necessity of using the connectivity? The notion of networking does not always have to restrict to large networks. It can be also exist on a smaller and cheaper scale without compromising its efficiency. So the connectivity is efficiently work. Then the IoT devices are effectively and efficiently placed by means of the end users. So what is the role of the sensors? You know that very well. The true essence of IoT would not hold effective without sensors. The effective utilization of sensors, the effective utilization of IoT is handled by means of its sensors only. So without the sensors activities, we cannot do any IoT applications. Okay, then what is active engagement? Interaction between different connected technologies happens through passive engagement, not negative active engagement. Passive engagements are carried out exactly. in artificial intelligence, passive and active network securities are available. Okay, so the passive engagement is exactly fetched by means of this active engagement. Then what are the devices? What are the devices are utilized? Devices are more powerful, cheaper, smaller over time. Internet of Things purposefully make use of small devices to deliver its scalability, versatility, and accuracy. So accuracy, versatility, and scalability is perfectly fetched by means of this small devices. Yes, very small devices is exactly carried out. So used in the IoT devices. These are the five various features, five kind of features in IoT. Okay. Now, why we require IoT? The next point is to discuss about why we require IoT. Okay. The IoT devices used for the real world applications. So first you understand the IoT devices are used for the real world applications. So IoT wants to connect all the potential objects to interact each other in the internet. Okay, each other in the internet. Okay, to provide secure, comfort life for humans. The IoT devices are given the comfort life for humans. Suppose a smart fan is adopted in your bedroom. Is not so suppose if it is not smartphone, then you got to get up from your bed and go to the switch and switch off the fan, and everything is may happen. Suppose if you want to reduce the fan speed, that is fan speed, you must replace these IoT devices if it is incorporated in your bedroom. So the comfort life is given by the IoT devices if it is the smart home technologies utilized by you. So Internet of Things makes our world as possible as connected together. Everything is connected. Suppose you want to speak your brother, which he is available in USA from India, very easy nowadays. All these things are happen very easily. The environmental monitoring nowadays, forecasting of rain, forecasting of weather is very easily carried out. Not only meteorological department are forecasting the weather, we can also forecast the weather. We have some special softwares which are available in the website. By means of this IoT devices, we can forecast very easily the weather information. So the environment monitoring is easily carried out. Okay, monitor their overall business processes. Your IoT devices and your IoT equipments are utilized for your business, coined in your business, then the business process are easily monitored by yours. So improve the customer experiences by means of this IoT. Save time and money. We can save time and money. Enhance employee productivity. We can increase the productivity by means of automated production, manufactured engines, specially designed manufactured equipment. We can improve the employability, that is productivity. So integrate and adopt business models very easily by means of this. Okay, just 1 minute. Sorry for my inconvenience. Okay, so why we need IoT means it contains various applications. Nowadays, in some other countries like Japan utilizes very effectively the IoT devices. Some kind of cities in China also utilizes. Taiwan and Koreans are utilizing this IoT devices more effectively. Okay, in Europe countries also the more kind of IoT devices are carried out, utilized by means of humans. Okay. Now we discuss about the architecture of the IoT. What is the architecture? How the architecture is actually enabled. Okay. What is the architecture? What kind of architecture is actually carried out in IoT? Already we discussed the sensors and actuators are available. In a robot, an arm, that is leg is called as actuator. In a robot, a leg, a hand is called as a actuator, which activates some instructions given by the microchip. Instruction given by the program, software. So the software program given some instructions in order to activate, go, walk, catch it, and like some kind of leg. The leg is actually called as actuators. The hand is actually called as actuators in a robot. So through by means of sensor, how the informations are actually catched by means of a robot. The information is catched by means of its vision, by means of its imaging sensory board. The imaging sensory informations are adapted in the robot. So the by means of the vision, computer vision, the sensory image vision, some kind of informations are activated. So these are some wired and wireless informations sensors are available. Sensory boards are available. Okay. Nowadays, how the there are various kind of PTM and other kind of informations are activated through sensors. Okay, PTM informations and barcode reading is carried out very well by means of the sensory boards. So sensors and actuators are utilized for what purpose? Means data acquisition, data collections. The data acquisition systems are utilized, data aggregation, advanced and other informations are carried out, measurements are carried out, control over some kind of informations are carried out by means of this data acquisition systems. Then edge it, we can carry out analytics, we can pre-process the informations, that is the edge computing. There are various kinds of computing technologies are utilized nowadays. High performance computing, nano computing, edge computing, pervasive computing, ubiquitous computing, edge computing. Edge information technology utilizes the edge computing. What is the use of the edge computing? Some kind of analytics work are carried out. Before analyzing the data acquired by means of the sensor boards and actuators, some kind of pre-processing work is carried out. Whether the actual informations are perfect or not, everything is processed by means of the some kind of pre-processing techniques. After the pre-processing technique gets over, then only the informations are analyzed and by means of the various analytics techniques. Okay, this is called as edge information technology. The final architecture is data center, cloud information extraction. For managing all these informations which are collected through on sensors, we require to store the informations. We require a storage for the informations. That is mostly nowadays the cloud storage is very well effectively utilized. In the cloud storage, we have various kinds of cloud nowadays. So the cloud informations are activated, archived, stored, analyzed. So these four are the very famous architectures utilized. How these architectures are actually used in the various points of the world. Nowadays, what are the softwares used? You know that very well, distributed computing. That is cloud computing. The older name of the cloud computing is called as distributed computing. So distributed computing environment only, these IoT devices are mostly architected, manufactured, coined, prepared, created. So distributed computing environment, the Spark software is #1 software. Distributed computing. Okay. The Scala software is very famous for IoT devices. Scala is software. Spark is another one software. Okay. Hive is another one software. Big Latin is another one software. These softwares are used for the IoT devices. Okay, so Spark software utilized in distributed computing environment. These are some devices, IoT devices, environments used. Spring XD, ingest, transform, sync. The Spring XD software utilizes, first we have the informations are collected and then it should be transferred, then the informations are synced. Synced means synchronized. Okay, so everything is possible nowadays. Hadoop distributed file systems, Hadoop distributed file systems are very effectively utilized for the purpose of enabling this IoT devices. So how the Hadoop environment, the Hadoop HDFS, Hadoop distributed file system is called as HDFS. The Hadoop system, dear participants, I want to inform you one thing. In my YouTube channel, there are various topics are available to know about what is Hadoop, how the HDFS Hadoop environment is actually available. There is a separate video available in my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is named is Velmurugan Tambusami. You can go download. You can go to the my YouTube channel. You can download everything available. Not only the Hadoop, HDFS system, MapReduce. What is MapReduce? What are the operations? What is Hive? What is Hive big? What is big Latin? And what is other kind of softwares? Various kind of softwares are available. What is Yarn software? Yarn, that is Yarn is another one incorporated software which are effectively utilized for the IoT devices. Everything is discussed in my YouTube. Lot of videos are available. You can go through all these videos. You can know very well about all these things. Then these are all softwares. Gemfare is fast data analysis purpose used. MongoDB also discussed in my YouTube channel. MongoDB softwares. Kafka is another one software. JMS software. MQTT is these are some kind of other sources for destinations and destination softwares. For the prediction purpose, we utilize the Python softwares. The Python software and the R language, R tool is effectively utilized for the prediction purpose of the information. The utilizes the machine learning. Machine learning using Python is very famous topic nowadays available in order to analyze all kind of data which are available in the cloud. Okay. Now, therefore, there are various IoT application architectures. The first one is physical device. I am already informed what is edge. Sensors, devices, machines, intelligent edge nodes of all types. Okay, physical devices and controllers, the things of IoT, is the base for the IoT architecture. Then we need connectivity. Then edge computing we need. The data element analysis and the transformation is carried out in edge computing. Then data accumulation, that is storage, storing the data storage. Then data abstraction, aggregation and access controls, how we can aggregate the data. Application, reporting, analytics, control is the sixth architecture. The final architecture is collaboration and processes. So involving peoples and business processes is mostly carried out by means of this last architecture. There are 7 famous architecture concepts are utilized nowadays in order to use the IoT appliances, IoT devices. Okay. The other kind of IoT architecture is one is gateway. Sensors and actuators and smart devices are the gateways. There are various kinds of gateways are available. Many kinds, different kind of gateways. Gateways are the sensors, actuators are gateways. Whatever the informations collected through this sensory boards, actuators, the information is stored in the cloud. Cloud gateway enables to use of the information which is stored in the cloud. For that we use data lakes, big data warehouse information for storing purposes. We can streaming the data by means of steaming technology. Now we are steaming. Our my information is steamed and it is telecasted through by means of the technology oriented information. This is also one of the very important application of the IoT devices. Without the camera which is fetched in my laptop, is not possible to view my face. So this is one of the very famous example of the IoT devices. Okay, only through by means of the camera you can see my face, you can see my screen. So we have some control applications, big data warehouse information, machine learning process, models. Models means technologies, algorithms. Actual methods are called as models. Web applications, mobile applications, and other kind of user business logics. There are some data analytics. Everything is carried out. So for all these concepts, we request device administration, user administration, security monitoring. These three are the very, very important. Without the device, it is not possible to carry out anything in the architecture. Without the user can be operated. How we can operate the IoT devices without the user interfacing, user administration, it is not possible to activate it. Then by means of the security monitoring is very, very important. Without security, it is not possible to carry out everything. Suppose if you want to enter into your mail ID, if you want to enter into your WhatsApp and anything else in your smartphone, you must have some password, you must have some OTP, you must have some captcha. Everything is coined by means of these IoT devices. Now we are coming into the physical design of IoT. The things in IoT usually refers to IoT devices. The things which are used in IoT are the IoT devices, which have unique identities and can perform remote sensing, actuating, and monitoring applications. Already I had example. IoT devices are used for what purpose? Means exchange data. In order to exchange the data by means of connected devices, okay, and applications, either by directly or indirectly, the information are exchanged, transferred from one place to another place. In order to collect data from other devices and process the data locally available in your system, all these things are physically designed, specially designed in IoT devices. If you want to send data which is centralized, which is available in a centralized servers, or cloud-based, which is available in a cloud-based servers, we require the backend applications for the processing of the data. We require the backend applications in order to utilize the cloud-based data, centralized server-based data for sending the information or for receiving the information. Every task must be performed locally by your machine, and which is incorporated by using the IoT infrastructure based information on temporal and space constraints. Temporal based information, temporal data mining, you know that very well. Okay, temporal data mining based on the availability of the sensory data. Sensory informations are called as temporal data. Okay, yeah, so the temporal data are based on some constraints. Only the informations are performed. Okay. So what are the physical design? The other physical designs are utilized. Okay, the IoT device may consist of several interfaces which are used for connections to other devices, both wired as well as wireless. Okay, IO devices, interfaces for sensors, interfaces for internet connectivity, memory and storage interfaces, audio and video interfaces, connectivity, USB host, RJ445, Ethernet are used, processor, CPU, and graphics, GPU, memory interfaces, NAND, NOR gates are utilized, TDR, TDR1, TDR2, that is port which are used in your system, which are used in your device, that is DDR port. Okay, serial port or parallel port, whatever the port you have to utilize in your device, in your system, in your laptop or in your computer. That is the important point. Next, audio and video is very, very important. What is the audio and video facilities used in your system? Storage interfaces. What type of SD card are available? MMC are available. SDO are available. These are some card storage purposes. What cards are used? Hard disk are utilized, or only the internal storage or cloud oriented information storage are used? Everything is. Then IO interfaces for sensors and actuators. We have special kind of interfaces. SPI, UART, 12C. These are some special softwares used for IO interfaces. We can utilize any one of these softwares. So what are the, now we are coming into the protocols of IoT. There are in the network OSI reference model, you know that 7 layers very well. The 7 layers are available in a network layer. In our network, that is OSI reference model, in which only the 4 layers are effectively utilized in IoT devices. Application layer, transport layer, network layer, and link layer. In link layer, what kind of, if you use Wi-Fi, then what link is utilized? And if you use Ethernet, what kind of link is utilized? The network layer and internet layer, what kind of softwares, what kind of TCP IP softwares are utilized? Then TCP IP transport layer, UDP, user datagram protocol, if you use, then everything is carried out in transport layer. Then in application layer, what is HTTP or World Wide Web or COAP, WebSocket, MQTT? These are all special kind of softwares which are used for the connection purposes. These are the basic protocols used in order to transfer your information through the IoT devices. Therefore, these are called as IoT protocols. Now we are coming to the discussion about the logical design of IoT. The logical design. Okay, what is the logical design of IoT? How logically we can design the IoT? So the logical design of an IoT system refers to an abstract representation of the entities and the processes without going into the low level specifics of the implementation. How we can logically create the IoT devices? How we can logically design the IoT? What is the infrastructure facilities? What are the blocks? What are the informations are actually available? The best thing is device. Then the devices are managed by means of some management techniques, and by means of security. The devices are managed by means of utilizing some security services, communication oriented management are carried out. Finally, the end user applications are incorporated. Therefore, an IoT system comprises of a number of functional blocks which provide the system the capabilities for identification purpose, sensing purpose, activation purpose, communication purpose, and management purpose. So these are the major purposes utilized. Okay. Now, what are the characteristics of IoT? Intelligence, connectivity, dynamic nature, enormous scale, sensing, heterogeneity. Intelligent, connectivity, dynamic nature. This IoT are dynamic nature. We can dynamically activate the IoT devices. Okay. So enormous scale. Scaling is large applications. Sensing devices large. Heterogeneity. Heterogeneous applications are we can able to utilize. Lot of security aspects are the main characteristics of the IoT. Without the authorized person, the IoT device will never activated. This is the main idea of the using this IoT devices by means of characteristics. Okay, what is the importance of this all characteristics? Intelligence. IoT comes with the combination of algorithms and the computation, software and hardware that makes it smart. So combination of algorithms and the combinations on IoT, intelligent softwares are activated. Then the connectivity, you know that very well. What is the connectivity? Which empowers Internet of Things by bridging together everyday objects. The connectivity acts as a bridge between the user and the device. So dynamic nature, the IoT is to collect data from its environment. This is achieved with the dynamic changes that take place around the devices. Suppose your data is changed every time. The data is acquired, fixed, cached. The updated data should be cached for activation of this dynamic environment. Okay. So enormous scale, the number of devices that need to be managed and communicate with each other will be much larger than the devices connected to the current internet. You are using a very small internet, but utilizing the very large information, very large information oriented. Okay, so this is the other kind of characteristics. So what is heterogeneous? Various kinds of various information. Heterogeneous, various places informations are activated. So devices in IoT are based on different hardware platforms and networks, and it can be interact with the other devices and say service platforms through different networks. We can have some. This is the heterogeneity is the special kind of characteristics available in IoT devices. Different kind of informations are activated by means of the sensing sensory boards. IoT would not be possible without the sensors, which will detect and measure any changes in the environment to generate data, and that can be reported on their status or even interact with the environment. So everything is carried out by means of the sensors. Now we are coming into the IoT technologies and the protocols. So nowadays the IoT technologies effectively utilized in Bluetooth, Zigbee, you know that very well, Wi-Fi, IoT technology, Z-Wave, cellular, that is mobile phone, NFC, near future communication. NFC means near future communication. Okay. LoRa WAN, local area and wide area networks. Local area as well as remote area as well as wide area network. That is LO, local, remote area, remote area, wide area networks. This called as LoRa WAN. Okay. So these are the very famous technologies nowadays utilized for the IoT. Okay. NFC means I already informed. Without the radio frequency identifier, the IoT devices are not used. So RIFT technology employs two-way radio transmitter receives radios. One is transmitter and receivers to identify and track tags associated with the objects, which is effectively utilized the near field communication. Bluetooth is the one of the best example for the near field communication. Bluetooth. The near field communication consists of communication protocols for electronic devices, typically a mobile device and a standard device. Okay. So mobile devices are near field communication. You can utilize your mobile by means of some sensory Wi-Fi networks. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are the very famous example for the near field communication. Okay. Low energy Bluetooth. You know that very well. What is low energy Bluetooth? Low energy Bluetooth are used for long use need of IoT function while exploiting a standard technology with native support across systems. Low energy wireless technologies are replaced. This technology replaces the most power hungry aspects of the IoT systems. Okay. Now the radio protocols, Zigbee, Z-Wave, Thread are the radio protocols. Radio frequency waved protocols are utilized. LTE, that is LTE port. The port is a technology oriented. That is LTE. That is called as what? LTE-A and LTE advanced delivers. Ports are utilized. Wi-Fi, direct, cloud computing. These things are the nowadays the technologies utilized for the IoT. Edge analytics, I already discussed it. IoT based streaming. This is our web-based information extraction, web-based webinar. Now we are carried out the streaming, web streaming. The web streaming is one of the very famous example for the IoT based streamings. So IoT based streaming is very well carried out, which is used for the analytics purpose, real-time processing of streaming of data from IoT devices. Okay, digital twins, digital representation of physical assets, processes. You have to send your PDF file. You have to send your informations by means of digital processes, systems, devices. You can download very easily. So edge gateways are utilized. The physical devices are connected between the cloud and the controllers, sensors, and everything is called as edge gateways. The neuro synaptic chip. Every IoT device must have a brain-inspired computer chip, in which transistors stimulate neurons and synapses. Synapses is the very famous chip which is exactly fetched in the IoT devices. Okay, now what are the various IoT hardwares available? IoT hardwares are nowadays available effectively, utilized by various people. Sorry for my inconvenience. Continuously speaking is not possible by me. Okay, out of 60 slides, only 30 slides are over. Remaining 30 slides we have. Okay, now IoT hardware includes a wide range of devices, such as devices for routing, bridges, sensors, etc. These devices manage key tasks and functions such as system activation, security, action specifications, communication, and direction of support specific goals and sensor actions. Suppose you have to assume a robot. The robot must have a actuators. The robot must have a communication. The robot must have a vision. The robot must have a security. The robot must have a action. The robot must do some specific goals only. All the robots are not doing all the works. Only the robots are doing their specified work. For what purpose we created the robots? For that purpose alone, the robots are exactly carried out. That work alone are done by a robot. The other work are not done by the robot. In the film, some kind of robots, human robots are carried out by means of the sensors. Is not yet invented robots. Human-minded robots. Only special kind of robots are available. Okay. One of the very famous hardware used in IoT is Arduino. Arduino is an open source electronic platform based on easy to use hardware and software used to build electronic projects. Arduino is the very famous hardware as well as software oriented platform. So all Arduino boards, I would like to inform you robotic process automation is very well carried out. Robotic process automation, intelligent process automation, IPA and RPA. IPA and RPA are effectively carried out in UI path. There is a website available in that is named as UI path. In UI path, there are various RPA and IPA informations are available. You can carry out the RPA and IPA, the automated software automation of your automation process. Your automation process can be done by means of this UI path. UI path in which you can utilize automation. You can utilize your own automated process, your own intelligent process, your own automatic information extraction by means of the UI path. You can go through the UI path. So one kind of IoT device which is based on both hardware as well as software is Arduino. Okay, so it runs only one program again and again. Only one program. This Arduino software contains only one program. Why Arduino? Which is very lower cost, easy to use and perfect for beginners. Cross-platform, which utilizes any kind of platform. Wide variety of utilizations. Arduino Nano, Arduino UNO, Arduino Mega, very kind of varieties of Arduino softwares and hardware platform is available. It is one of the example of Arduino EMOS based company. Looking, you see here, looking this figure, it is very big, but it is a ATM card sized. This is actually a ATM card sized device. You know that very well. So ATM card sized device is kind. How this is one kind of example. One of the example. This is nanotechnology oriented. So this is the board of the Arduino. The another example is Raspberry Pi. In India, Raspberry Pi is the software. Raspberry Pi is the both hardware as well as software oriented IoT device, perfectly utilized in Chennai city itself. The Raspberry Pi softwares are effectively utilized in many companies. Okay, the Raspberry Pi is one of the IoT device which is performed for various kinds of applications in the real world. Okay, so it is a mini computer with Raspbian OS. In order to utilize this Raspberry Pi device, IoT device, we require Raspbian OS operating system. It can run multiple programs at a time. Raspberry Pi. So it is a credit card sized computer. You know that already I informed. Credit card sized computer. It is Raspberry Pi is a computer. It's a credit card sized, in which we can monitor computer. We can monitor TV. We can use as a standard keyboard and mouse in which. So Raspberry Pi can be easily connected to the internet using Ethernet port and USB Wi-Fi port. Dongles, even using a dongles you can utilize it. So which is a very affordable time computer. Tiny computer. Tiny computer means a small computer. Okay, small computer that can incorporate an entire website. Okay, this is the very famous IoT device. In India, many companies, many people are utilized this IoT device. So the IoT Raspberry Pi device, a smart card, credit card sized IoT device. Yes, you are all seeing now. Okay, how this Raspberry Pi device is manufactured, created by using the nanotechnology. So another one is BeagleBoard. BeagleBoard is a single board computer with a Linux based OS which is adapted, which uses an ARM processor, association rule mining oriented processor, ARM based processor, which is capable of association oriented, more powerful processing than Raspberry Pi. So this is one kind of a board which is Linux based OS. Now we coming to the point of discussion about how to build blocks in IoT hardware. Things are, you know that very well. Think asset you want to control or monitor. Data, the storage, data processing, and the communication. Everything already we discussed it. What is the use of data acquisition model? What is the use of data processing model? What is the use of communication model? Okay. So these are the blocks which are exactly built as a block in the IoT hardware. There are four hardwares, four components, four blocks are utilized in an IoT hardware. Think data acquisition, data processing, data communication. Now we discuss the IoT sensors. The sensor is a model or chip that observes the changes happening in the physical world and sends the feedback to the microcomputer controller or microprocessor. Okay, therefore excitation, power supply and grounding must be provided to the sensor for the proper working. So sensor, every sensor board, sensory device must have power supply, must have analog values from the outside world, must fetch in a ground based information, must available a voltage or current output. Everything is the sensory board which contains. Okay. Okay. Now the next one is IoT sensors. IoT sensors. Now, what are the IoT sensors are available? There are two kinds of IoT sensors. One is analog sensor and another one is digital sensor. Analog sensor and digital sensors. So the analog sensor, how this information are transferred? The based on the analog waves, analog signals are transferred by means of this analog, using this analog sensors. So there are microcontroller accepts two types of inputs depending on the type of sensors, analog and digital sensors. You know that very well how the digital sensors based on the bit based information extraction is carried out. In analog sensors, analog signal based information is carried out. Okay. Now what is IoT sensors? Analog pressure sensors, this is one of the examples. Position sensors, load cell, weighting sensors, these are all some sensory board utilized in analog and other kind of information. The next one is digital sensors. This digital sensor produce discrete values, zeros and ones. You know that very well. Digital sensors accepts only and produces only digital signals. Discrete values are often called digital binary signals in digital communication. So only this kind of digital informations are transferred and censored by the IoT digital sensors. Therefore, the IoT devices must have two kind of sensory boards. One is analog and another one is digital. Okay, examples of digital sensors: digital pressure sensor, temperature and humidity sensor, ultrasonic sensors. These are the examples of the digital sensors.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Now we come to the IoT software. IoT software.
Sir, sorry to disturb you. Sir, can you hear me?
IoT software.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Sorry to disturb you.
Okay.
There is one more session for the students at 12 o'clock. So can we just...
Yeah, I will complete. I will complete.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
I will complete. Okay, no problem. So there are various kinds of softwares are utilized. Various kinds of informations are utilized. Okay, softwares used, the different kind of softwares for cloud, for device, for gateway, for sensors. Different softwares are utilized. All these softwares are mostly based on Python and C, Java, C++. Okay, Unix like OS and C++ and Java based softwares are mostly utilized. Okay, nowadays the Python software is one of the very famous IoT softwares. Machine learning using Python is very well adapted for the utilization of this IoT. Okay, now we are coming to the IoT applications. Various kinds of applications are available. Smart cycle, smart bike, smart devices are replaced the applications of the IoT devices. Okay. Now, yes, smart home is incorporated by means of this IoT devices. Smart home, wherever we think of IoT systems, the most important and efficient application that uses nowadays is the smart home. Smart home is very effectively utilized nowadays for the IoT applications, by using the IoT applications. Okay, other kind of smart watches, alarms, smart specs are available. Everything is wearables. Nowadays, very large applications of the wearables which are adopted by the IoT devices are used by many people in the world. Now the smart city is carried out. You know that very well. What are the various smart cities applications and other things are carried out. Okay. The smart grids are carried out. Smart grid is one of the example for the utilization of the efficiently used the IoT applications. The Internet of non-things, everything carried out. Yeah, human can carry out everything by means of this through Internet of Things. We can simply through mobile we can adapt everything. We can fetch, we can carry out, we can do some work. There are various applications: industrial, internet, smart retail, smart supply chain, smart framing, farming, the smart cars, health and fitness, IoT connected factory, IoT tracking and monitoring, and so on are the examples of the IoT applications. There are various advantages and drawbacks of the IoT are available. These are discussed now. The advantages are very well. All automation, we can effectively automate, efficiently utilized, cost saving is carried out, we can easily communicate, we can install data access very easily. These are the advantages of the IoT. The advantages, other IoT advantages are privacy and security, compatibility, complexity, fewer of jobs are done through this IoT. Everything is the important aspects of the IoT. Okay. Then what are the contradictions? What are the drawbacks, disadvantages of the IoT? Fewer jobs only are replacing the IoT, not all the jobs. Technology we require. Technology dependent the IoT. Technology dependent life is carried out. So technology dependent life is not fully adapted, accepted by the world nowadays. Okay. So what are the features of IoT? There are various features of IoT are available. Low energy short, variety of IoT networks, safety, analytics, device oriented, process and architecture oriented, which are already we discussed. There are various features are available in the IoT, which are utilized, low powered, cheap and which is small. The feature of the IoT has the potential to be limited. Less. Okay. The other kind of, in 2025, it is estimated that there will be more than 21 billion IoT devices. More cities will become smart. More areas are become smart. More homes are become smart. Therefore, we are coming into the point of discussion, conclusion. What is the IoT? We can utilize anytime, anywhere, any device, anybody, any service we can provide, any business we can do, any path we can use. So there were 26.66 billion of active IoT devices in 2019 as of August. Nowadays, in 2019, 26.66 billion, 93% of enterprises have adopted IoT technologies in 2019. 127 new IoT devices are connecting to the world nowadays. The IoT offers some pretty interesting applications in making our lives easier, like when healthier and transport, agriculture. These fields are very well effectively utilized this IoT. So it is also worth nothing that things have been connected to networks for ages without the ways of Internet of Things. Okay, within the small introduction about the IoT, we will complete. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. Thank you very much. Thank
So
you
there
very
are
much.
questions coming up. So shall I ask them?
Yes, you can ask.
Yeah, very first question is, what is Z-Wave technology and how we use in IoT?
Z-Wave technology is based on the some kind of it's. There are various platforms are available. In each and every platform, their own separate hardware as well as software oriented informations are that is IoT devices informations are available. It's a special kind of technology which is adapted in a platform oriented. Okay, based on the technology which is adapted in their platform, we can utilize the IoT. Okay, next.
So the last question is, what is the status of gestures technique in IoT?
Gesture technique. What is the question? Pardon?
Yeah, so once I'll repeat it again. What is the status of gestures technique in IoT?
Gesture technique.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I don't know the exactly.
Okay, sir.
Gesture technique in IoT.
Okay, sir. So was these many questions only, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for such wonderful session. This lecture on IoT was very helpful and useful to us. It was a very knowledgeable session. All students got the clear understanding about IoT. You made the session very interesting, and thank you once again for sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Now I request Anuradha ma'am to propose vote of thanks.
Yes, thank you, Diksha. On behalf of School of Computer Science, I take this opportunity to thank our today's eminent speaker, Dr. T. Velmurugan Sir, Associate Professor, PG and Research Department of Computer Science, Head Department of Computer Applications BCA, DG Vaishnav College, Chennai. He has delivered fruitful session on IoT. It was very informative. So students are very much delighted by your valuable inputs on this subject, and it will definitely help them in their academics as well as in research area of IoT. I would like to extend my deep sense of gratitude to Dr. Shubhalakshmi Joshi, Madam, Associate Dean, Faculty of Science, for her continuous support, guidance, and encouragement. I am very much thankful to Dr. C.H. Patil Sir, Head of School, and Dr. Rajeshri Khande Madam, Associate Head of School, for their continuous guidelines and support throughout this event. I am very much grateful to all my faculty members for their cooperation. A big thank you to all the student participants of School of Computer Science for attending this webinar in huge number and making this event a success. Thank you very much and have a nice time. Wishing you all a very happy, healthy and prosperous new year. Herewith, I request all the students to give their polls. And I'm thankful to Velmurugan sir for sparing his valuable time and sharing his knowledge with us. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.